Hey, what's up guys, it's Bakes here and I hope everyone's been well. I just wanted to do this channel update and recap as we start to move into 2025, just because it's been a little while since I last done one of these videos on my channel, and also for me the past 6 months and even moving into 2025 has been pretty full on, but hopefully as viewers you guys haven't really realized that. So in this video I'll just be kind of recapping 2024 on YouTube, and in particular the second half of 2024 and why it's been so hectic for me, but also how that shit is affecting things going forward into 2025, and how things are going to look in the new year on my channel. So I'm aware right now I'm probably making it sound a lot more ominous than it actually is, like nothing bad has happened or gone wrong. I'm just trying to keep everything in check. So in this video I'm going to cover a range of topics, so I'll put chapters in the time bar below so you guys can look through and find a topic that you actually want to hear me talk about. If you feel like, I'm talking about something that's a little bit boring, you can skip forward or skip back, or, just check to see what things I'll cover in this video if you feel like sticking around. And also I'll be reading off my notes a lot more obvious than I normally do on my channel, because I just had to write some things down so I didn't miss anything that I wanted to cover. But as I said, today's video is just pretty much a recap of my YouTube channel and how things went in 2024, and a look forward into things coming in 2025. So I guess I'll start with a quick little overview of 2024 as a recap. So first of all, 2024 was another good year for myself on YouTube, no complaints here. I've always said I didn't start a YouTube channel seeking any major success or anything like that. I knew I wasn't going to be making content that was reinventing the wheel or anything. I just started this channel for leisure, something to do in my spare time, and I love horror movies and music. I do music sometimes as well, but I love talking about them. I love hearing others talk about them. I'm happy with this little community and channel that I've got going here, and that's something that I've noticed over the past year. I've noticed I've started to get more regular viewers and people that come by often and frequent in the comments especially, which I love. My subscriber count has grown, which, like I said before, the success of this channel isn't really my driving force, though it's still really nice and humbling to know that people are enjoying my stuff, and I'm grateful for all the subscribers and regulars that visit my channel. And again, most of the appreciation comes from the community aspect of things, so regardless if it was 3 or 300 subscribers, it's an awesome feeling. And I think the coolest thing that has come from having regular subscribers and viewers in 2024, I was able to do a viewer's choice for my 100th episode of my random horror reviews. For those who don't know, I know it sounds pretty self-explanatory there, but for my 100th episode of my random horror reviews, I did a viewer's choice where you could drop a comment of what movie you'd like to see me review, and that's something that, starting my channel I didn't even imagine I'd be doing, but since people have become more frequent in the comments, I thought that's something fun that I could do. And it was one of my regulars, Chi-Town Bud, hopefully I've got your channel name right, who won the viewer's choice and got his movie recommendation picked. He recommended The Editor from 2014. It was a first time watch and great recommendation, so thank you, buddy, for that. Which maybe for a lot of people might not seem like a massive achievement, especially over a whole year on YouTube, but that was probably one of the highlights so far of having my channel go for, I think I've been on YouTube now for 3 years, something like that. But like I said, I was content with just having this channel for fun and, something to do with my time, but knowing that people are watching and getting involved especially is awesome. So yeah, that's just something I wanted to bring up with an overall recap of 2024, so thank you for that, guys. So like I said in my intro, I've had a pretty hectic 2024, which has led into 2025. I know probably not a lot of you care about this, which is fine, but like I said, especially the second half of 2024 has been pretty crazy for me, and a lot of that gets carried over into 25. I guess the first reason I thought this is worth mentioning is because it's made uploading and keeping a regular schedule on this channel pretty difficult. But I guess we'll get into the reasons why. It's been a hectic second half of the year and everything. So firstly, and probably the most boring reason, is changes at work. First of all, I moved jobs at the start of the year, back in January. The same field that I've been working in for a few years now, just for a different company. But it was around July, the workload and schedule changed a fair bit, which made me a little bit more busy and therefore tired. Like I said, it's probably the most boring reason, but just more full days and then being too tired, so when I came home, I didn't really give a shit about filming something or uploading, but I tried my best. But moving on to, I guess, some of the more exciting reasons, I've also been pretty busy looking to move out and live in my own place, which I'm happy to say has been a success. I bought a place. By the time this video's out, I would have already moved in, but at the time of filming, I haven't moved in yet. I'm still living local. I'm close to my family and friends still, which is really nice, and I'm just super wrapped that I have now a place of my own to do my own shit and whatever. But as I'm sure you can also understand, being in the market and buying a house also eats up a lot of time and energy. So that's probably the second reason to why the second half of the year has been so hectic. But like I said before, the craziness does get carried over into 2025, which 2024 now is pretty much done with its wildness, besides actually moving into the new place. Like I said, at the time of recording this, I haven't moved in, but by the time you're watching it, I would have. But moving on to why 2025 in particular is also going to be pretty crazy is from late December to pretty much the end of January, I'm going to be going away for a while. I'm going to be going overseas. I'm not going to say where. I'm just going to keep that to myself, keep that private. But it's going to be a big trip. Like I said, pretty much gone for a month. It might even be a little bit over a month. But I'm going to be gone for a while. So that's actually another thing. I'm going to be gone by the time you're actually watching this video, which I just thought about then. But yeah, that's another reason why I'm going to be busy in 2025. Now, to quickly backtrack and explain, because I've been so busy through the second half of 2024 and I'll be gone through January of 2025, I've actually been pre-recording videos for a little while now, a little bit more than a little while actually, probably a lot longer than what you would expect. To be honest, I reckon I've been doing it for at least the past 5 months, which is crazy to think about. Now, it wouldn't have been impossible to keep up through the busier parts of 2024. Don't get me wrong, it would have pushed me. It probably would have made me a bit uncomfortable and burnt out, but it wouldn't have been impossible. But for January 2025, however, where, if you don't know, every January on my channel is my biggest and busiest month of uploading. That's where I do my top 10 horror movies of the previous year, favorite albums of the previous year, top 10 most anticipated horror movies of the coming year, just all that sort of content, videos like that, etc. And it just wouldn't have been possible to keep up my big, huge content of January that I do. Where I'm going, there's just no way to film, there's no way to upload content. Like, it literally is impossible to do all that stuff where I'm going. So the roll-on effect of all that was to pre-record content through the second half of 2024 so that I had time to prep for my January content. It also gave me a chance to push it back as late as possible to cover as much of 2024 and do my catch-up as I can and leave time to edit and everything else. If that makes sense and you guys are hopefully following along, I didn't make that too confusing. But I don't know, maybe you guys as an audience, as viewers, maybe you have realized that something's been up. Maybe you couldn't quite put your finger on that it was me pre-recording stuff, but I don't know, you might have realized. Like, when I've been editing the videos and uploading them on this other schedule, I've noticed like things in the background changing. Like, sometimes I'll have a Funko Pop on my shelf that to use guys, I technically don't own yet, but because I'm just grabbing content from wherever that I've pre-recorded, sometimes things are a little bit out of whack. So I've noticed stuff like that. I remember in a video referencing a movie that to me still hadn't come out yet, like it was, a couple of months away. So in the video I'm like, oh, this movie, blah, 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 I think it comes out in, like I said, a couple of months. But by the time I was uploading the video, it actually would have been out for a little while. So it was just weird things like that to me. As I said, maybe you guys realized, but maybe just didn't catch on or put your finger on exactly what was happening. And I think there was like a lot of times as well where people commented on my reviews and asked me about like certain aspects of the film and whatever, and it actually took me a little while to think back of what I thought about the movie, because I watched the movie, it could have been like 2 months ago, and did the review 2 months ago, and I had to think back on like, okay, how do I answer their question the best, because I don't really remember the movie that well. So there was some things like that that threw me off, but as I said, hopefully you guys weren't too affected by it or too thrown off by it. But with all that being said, by January of 2025, I'll be back to regular scheduling without pre-recording, which it's actually nice to admit that I've been pre-recording, because I don't like doing it, and it felt like I've been doing it for so long now. So oddly, it kind of feels like a weight off my chest or off my shoulders, admitting that I've been pre-recording. But like I said, by February of next year, everything should be back to regular scheduling, or at least some time around there. So I guess moving on to the more exciting things to do with this video, what's coming in 2025, because we've got the house cleaning for 2024 out of the way. We've got the confession of months worth of pre-recording out of the way. So what is to actually come on my channel in 2025? Well, like I said, I still plan on having my usual lineup of content through January. So like I said, and if you're familiar with my channel, you guys know what comes in January. I'll have my top 10 horror movies of 2024, most anticipated horror movies for 2025, favorite songs of 2024, favorite 2024 albums, top 10 horror movies I reviewed from 2024, all that sort of stuff that you usually see through January on my channel, I plan on still doing. And like I said, it will be the last of my pre-recorded content too, I think. If not, I might have a couple of other things lying around that I can use at the start of February just to ease myself back into the regular scheduling, but it shouldn't be any further than that. But other than January, what else do I have planned for 2025? I plan on starting a new horror series in 2025. I plan on calling the series Terror Vision Reviews, where I'll be reviewing seasons of horror TV shows, or episodes if it's an episodic series like Creepshow or Goosebumps or Twilight Zone, something along those lines. I went with the name Terror Vision Reviews because I feel like it's fun and just rolls off the tongue. I thought about it a lot because I didn't want people getting confused, because there's a company called Terror Vision, and I didn't want people thinking I'm reviewing their content. There's also a movie called Terror Vision. I didn't want people thinking that I'm just reviewing that movie over and over, but I know you guys aren't dumb. I'm sure you guys will click on once the series is going. But I've got an intro that I've been working on. I've been stocking up on TV series, because I've said on my channel before, I can watch horror movies every day of the week and not get burnt out, but when it comes to TV shows and series, I often fall in and out of interest for them. But as I said, with this new series that I plan on doing next year in 2025, I thought I need to stock up on some shows and yeah, just get prepared for that series. Another thing that I've planned for 2025, like I've been saying, because my schedule was so busy in 2024, I just didn't have enough time to do my 31 Days of Horror through October this past year. But I'll make sure to try and do it this year, coming in 2025 through that month. And I was even trying to think of a special idea to make up for missing it this past year. The first idea I had, I was thinking of having all 31 movies recommended and chosen by you guys, the viewers, but the only reason I'm not leaning entirely towards that idea is because for my 100th episode of my random horror reviews, where it was a viewer's choice, I expected, at least 10-15 people to drop their recommendations, but I only got a handful. So I'm thinking that the likeliness of getting 31 horror recommendations by mostly different viewers will be a little bit tricky. So the other idea that I had that I'm more so leaning towards is that I do my 31 days as usual, but announce the lineup of movies ahead of the month, so that if you guys want to follow along with me, you can try and keep up and we can watch them together, and you know, by the time you're watching my reviews, hopefully you guys would have watched whatever day we're up to as well. I thought that idea was probably going to be easier, at least for now. It's the one I'm leaning more towards, so I can't promise that I'll put it to a vote, but maybe if, you know, you guys are hyped about having you guys choose the 31 movies, we'll put it to a vote and you guys can choose. But at the moment, I'm most likely leaning towards announcing the lineup and you guys follow along. Some other things coming in 2025 is, now that I'm moving into my own new place, which, as I said, by the time you're watching this video, I would have already moved in, but I plan on doing some more movie night videos, some sort of vlog style recording thing where I'll be marathoning some movies or watching some double features and just bring you guys along with me. So far I have done a few vlog style videos that I've put under the movie night series. If you've seen them, I've gone to the drive-ins to watch Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1 and 2 and brought you guys with me, and those videos I feel like have been pretty well received and you guys have enjoyed them. So like I said, now that I'm in a house of my own, hopefully these vlog marathons and movie nights are something that I can do more frequently. They were just a little bit tricky to do in this house that I'm filming in at the moment because I have other people around. You know, it's hard to vlog and record what I'm doing and saying when there's people in the background that don't want to be in videos, or you know, they're doing their own things as well, so I can't tell them to be quiet and take down the background noise because, you know, I got to share this house with other people. But since I'm moving in by myself, I'm going to have plenty of nights where I'm alone and I can do those sort of videos, hopefully. Now, on the music side of my channel, I plan on changing some of the intros to some of the series that I have there. Not entirely, mostly the music used, because I currently use Blink-182's Easy Target as the intro for every series on my music side of the channel, but I'll be picking instrumentals from other songs that I really like and designate them to each series intro, just to have a bit of variety of intro styles on the music half of my channel. And I guess the last thing when it comes to things coming in 2025 is something that I'm not 100% sure I'll be doing yet, but at the moment I do my collection updates every 3 months at the changing of each season, so when it goes from summer to autumn, winter to spring. But I'm thinking at the moment I may, as I said, not 100%, but I might have to change it to every 6 months depending on the amount of stuff that I have in my upcoming hauls. Maybe you have, or maybe you haven't noticed, over the past couple of collection update videos I've had smaller hauls of things, just because I've bought a new house and houses aren't cheap. Now, I'm not saying that money is becoming a problem or that my collection updates are going to be becoming abysmal. I'm going to be fine, guys, and everything on that end is okay and whatever, but realistically I'm living solo. I got to worry about putting food in my body and, you know, keeping a roof over my head, so I'm going to be a little bit more conscious on spending you know, the money that I bring in weekly on more things than what I currently do now, which is pretty much horror movies and music. So the next update could be the typical update that you would see, being summer 2025. But if over the next 3 months everything that I gather for an update is looking a little bit small, because I don't want to do an update where I'm just showing 15 things and it's over in 5 minutes, it might possibly be 6 months later and have a title something along the lines of Summer/Autumn 2025 collection update. Now, with everything that I've said, that's pretty much everything that I wanted to cover in today's video. Why I was so busy over 2024, the fact that I'll be gone for roughly a month in 2025, coming clean about pre-recording, getting that weight off my chest, and I guess what to expect going forward in 2025. Speaking of which, if there's anything that you would like to see on my channel in 2025, feel free to let me know your recommendations in the comments below, but also keep in mind that doesn't mean that I'll 100% do them either. I remember I used to get comments fairly frequently, especially on my random horror reviews, saying, oh, please insert some images or scenes from the film to help with engagement. Firstly, nah, like honestly I can't be fucked doing that. I remember I do this channel just for fun and something to do on the side. It's not a job for me, so that is just a little bit too much editing for my liking. But also to help with engagement, like YouTubers that I watch for horror content, 85% of them do the same style of reviews that I do, where it's just sitting and talking to the camera, and I'm completely fine with that. I like it. I feel like it's more intimate. It feels like you're sitting with a friend on the couch just chatting movies, and I love that. I swear it must be like the TikTok generation where they just need something popping up on the screen every fucking 2 seconds. Like, that's annoying. Like, you guys are fine sitting through a fucking podcast that goes for hours, but then when it comes to just engaging in a video that goes for 10 minutes, it's like, nah. I don't get that. But thank you for joining me for this video, guys. As I said, I know it was a lot of house cleaning and just a lot of rambling, but hopefully the chapters in the time bar helped, and I'll see you for some content coming in 2025. Peace, guys.